Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Book Doctors. My name is Dr. Erica Perry Green, and I'm here with my fantastic co-host, Dr. Shamika Turner Williams. How are you today, Dr. Williams?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. So I hope that everyone out there is doing amazing as well. So we're excited to have you here once again for another episode of the Book Doctor. So greetings to everybody that's out there on today.
Yes. So let's formally welcome our VETVN Network global family. Let's welcome our YouTube subscribers. Please make sure that you subscribe and share, and welcome our Facebook and Instagram followers. Make sure you're liking and following. We are so excited to have each and every one of you. As you know, the Book Doctors is sponsored by Shiro Enterprises and Shiro Publishing, where we help women, authors, and entrepreneurs to unleash their stories to the world. And we are so excited to bring you all things book and business. So we're excited to share with you some phenomenal authors. And we have a powerful author to share with you today. Her story will blow you away. So Dr. Williams, tell us a little bit about who we're going to hear from.
But listen, as she said, we have a powerful, phenomenal individual that we're going to have as our guest on today. So I need you all to pay attention and listen up to this phenomenal woman that we're going to have here. We have author Tiffany Morrison. That's right. As we said, she's a powerful woman that has risen through so much adversity as becoming an amazing mother. She's definitely a successful entrepreneur. That's right. Not only just is she an entrepreneur, but she's a speaker. She's a community leader, and mostly support. And importantly, she's a daughter of a king. But listen up. She's so much of a career-oriented woman. She's a salon owner. She's been in her business, and she's used to uplift individuals, to encourage those that she's servicing. And the core purpose of her career is always to encourage those in the beauty from the inside out. And what she wants to do is she wants to boldly share her journey through heartbreak and sexual abstinence. But Tiffany, what she's going to come up here and she's going to tell you about is how she's developed a strong passion to advocate for the healing and the process of single women and mothers. That's right. So, and she's going to tell you how she's done that with the Word of God as her blueprint for deliverance. And so it is Tiffany's desire to draw others to Christ and allow him to be the healer of every open wound that you have in her life. So listen, you all, we want to welcome none other than this very powerful woman that we have here, Miss Tiffany Morrison. So let's give her a round of applause for everyone that's out there that's joining in and that will be tuning in, watching us. Tiffany Morrison.
Hey.
Welcome, Tiffany. We are so excited to have you. Congratulations being an author of a very successful book thus far. So tell us a little bit about who Tiffany is.
Yeah, so first, thank you guys for having me on here. I am honored to be here. You guys are amazing. But I am Tiffany. I am from Greensboro, North Carolina. I am an entrepreneur, like she stated. I am a mother of two beautiful children. I have a son and I have a daughter. I am a salon owner. I am a speaker. I'm a friend. I'm a cousin. I'm goofy. I'm silly. I'm just everything. And the new title that I have is I'm an author. So I'm excited, super excited.
So, and listen, y'all, she's holding back because she's just that great. But yes, you see the humility that she does possess. So she told us a little bit about who she is. But even with all that you stated right there, Tiffany, tell us something that's very unique and something that's different that does stand out about you as well.
Okay, so it's so funny when I think about uniqueness because a lot of people will see me and because I'm business oriented, ministry oriented, when I get asked that question, I think people think they're going to get something serious. But something unique about me is I can cross my eyes in like different directions. And I actually love to do that because it's something that people never expect for me to say. So that's something unique about me that I like to share.
Tiffany. And I would be that mom to say, keep your eyes straight. But I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
So you are a salon owner, and
yes.
When you go in the salon, you are confiding in your stylist. You're telling them your innermost secrets. You're probably, there's ministry that goes on in the salon. We know that, right?
Yes.
I want you to share with our audience the ministry that went on in your salon that led to this publishing journey.
Yeah. So every time people come into my salon, there's always something to talk about. I'm like, I sometimes I feel like people have the conversation started before they actually book the appointment. It's like, I'm gonna go in there and talk to her about this today. So me and my client that comes every single Friday, she does not like to miss a Friday. We both were just sharing personal things. She was sharing how she was doing video recordings for something. And I was like, I've been writing something and I really have a desire to write a book. So it kind of, we brought it up, but we never went in depth about it. And then I told her that I had reached out to someone to kind of look into writing a book, but I was really scared to do it. And then she mentioned you guys. So I was like, I'm going to do a consultation with them. And I spoke to you, Dr. Green, and I was like, yeah, I was like, friend, you okay? Because I think I'm gonna go with them. She was like, I'm gonna go with them too. And I was like, that's fine. We can both go with them. So that's how I found you guys and ended up with an amazing experience, an amazing journey through all of it. And I'm so happy that I published through She Wrote Publishing. So that's really how that came about.
Awesome. So listen, what actually made you want to publish and want to write a book? Because so many individuals, they have stories, they have things that are impactful, but what made you actually want to put this in a book?
Yes. So over the years, I have always been very open, very vulnerable with people about sharing my story, sharing my journey. And what I've been realizing lately, especially with speaking engagements, there's only so much you can tell within a certain amount of time without, sharing everything. So I realized, like, when I go in certain spaces, I'm getting constantly asked by certain people, how did this happen? I want to know more about your story. I want to go more in depth. So I actually started journaling it on my own, just thinking that I would release it someday. I didn't know it would be this soon. So I really wanted to have something that I could put out there for people that I come in contact with after speaking engagements to really be able to really get in depth in the story and really be able to identify more with them. Because again, you can only share so much on a stage without, you want to keep the connection between people. So I wanted to be open and vulnerable and get it to those people who needed what it is that I had been through and ultimately overcame. So I wanted to put it in book form in hopes that it would spread even further than the rooms that I walk in.
Oh my goodness. I love that. And that makes me so happy because both Dr. Williams and I, we are also business coaches. And one of the things that we share with our authors is that you want to create a book that builds money and profits for you as a product after you speak. So when you walk off the stage, you can let them know, if you want the whole story, you can get it in my book, Broken for My Good.
Yes.
I love that. And your message and your speaking is just so powerful. And I want you to share a little bit of the message and the mission that you're on when you're speaking. Let's get her back up here.
It happens. It always happens when you have something so powerful. Dr. Erica, the message has to get out. Sometimes it's so powerful that, it causes a disconnect, but then we got to tap right back on in. See, look how she just came back on up.
Right on back in there.
Get back in. And that's what Shiro's do. We come back strong. All right. So talk to us a little bit about what is the message that you're sharing on your platform? What is your mission right now? Because I think it's a powerful one that we want to share.
Yeah. So, my mission is really the title of my book, Broken for My Good. I think that the title really resonates with people because one, a lot of people can identify with being broken, and it doesn't have to be with a specific thing. People are broken through different things, different aspects, different traumas in their lives. But as a woman of faith, a woman of God, a woman who wants to encourage, I want people to know that you can always take those broken pieces, knowing the word of God that says that he can use it for our good. So when you read the title Broken for My Good, I want you to know that no matter what you have been through, the things that you have been through, use that pain, use that trauma, because I promise you, you are not the only person who are going through or has been through, and someone is looking for somebody to get to the other side, to come back and get them. So that's really what I wanted to do. Yes, I was broken at some point, but it ended up being for my good. It drew me back to Christ. It made me want to, tap into another side of myself that I was afraid to tap into as a child, because, the good Tiffany had some unfamiliar things about herself that I was just scared to be. But as an adult, as a child of God, someone who has learned more about herself through these experiences, I'm just happy to be at a place like this. And once you overcome something and you feel that freedom on the other side, who wouldn't want to help somebody else get over that? Like, we have to go back and do our part to bring somebody else out. So that's my mission, to show every woman that there's redemption on the other side of anything, but you have to want it as well. You have to go for it. You have to put that work in, and just know that God can use anything.
Yes. That's a
Absolutely,
shiro.
absolutely.
Yes.
And I love how you talked about the freedom that's on the other side, and the fact that you want to share with others. That's a message in itself, how they can obtain and how they can actually get to that freedom,
Yeah.
by telling them your story and how powerful that can be. And to put it in the books for others that can actually read, they can see the journey and the steps that you actually took, that there is freedom, that you don't always have to be bound, you don't have to be stuck in the places that you're in, and how to experience that freedom and what's on the actual other side.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear those testimonies and that story of that, hey, listen, there is another side of this. But
Yeah.
just the whole message in that, to, hey, listen, go through to get to that other side. So that's
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. And listen, those styles, the conversations that's in there, and to be a trusted individual, a confidant, being a salon owner or stylist, so that they can trust you with that information in itself.
Yes. Because I,
Wonderful.
I know the part of me and my friend, just her coming to me being her stylist, and us talking about something that we wanted to do together. I was blessed by that, because sometimes women don't always come together. So the fact that we use the same company, we both were encouraging each other throughout the process. That blessed me in itself, because I'm in connection with people who want to see me win, just like I want to see them win. And I'm also encouraging her that there's a group of women who need what you have. There's a group of women who need what I have. So now my book doesn't cater to her audience so all the time. So now I'm also able to, recommend her book. And then when she come into contact with people, she can recommend mine. So I love that aspect as well. Just that women's empowerment, being a shero together. It's just it adds another level of bond to our already friendship and our client stylist relationship. So I love that part about it too.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I love that. That is so wonderful. And you talk about in the book, the perceptions of man versus the call on your
Mm-hmm.
life. Talk
Yeah.
to me a little bit about that and how you started to walk in your call.
Okay. So yes, I think when it comes to the perception of man, sometimes we can just look at people and assume. We're all guilty of that. We just
Yeah.
see somebody, you assume something, and sometimes when people assume so much about you and they vocalize that, you begin to take on that identity even though it's not who you are. In
Absolutely.
my case, it actually was who I was going to be, but because I hadn't tapped into it, I couldn't identify with it. So I think in our society, we just kind of dump on people sometimes. But it does take you going through certain things to realize, oh, I can get through that. So my journey, it just really came with growth. I had to grow up. I think I said it in the book, but I thank God for what I went through. I didn't like it in the moment, but it has truly shaped me for who I am. It has really helped me to have a softer heart to people who go
Yeah.
through things. I can
Yeah.
see people go through things and they go back. And of course, where other people will be like, they're crazy. Why would they do that? No, I've been there. I know reasons why I went back. So I can sympathize with people, but then there's that side of me that has come over it. And I'm like, okay, it's time to get it together now. Do
Mhm.
you want to be better? Do you want to be healed? So I think my journey gives me balance, and it helps me empathize with people. It helps me identify with people. It helps me not be judgmental, and it helps keep me humble as well, because I went through the same thing. So again, just the perception of man could be one way, but until you grow through certain things, it's going to take that for you to really shape into who you're called to be and walk in what you're called to.
Yes, I love that.
Absolutely.
Love it. All right. So let me ask you this, because you went through the process and you had someone with you when you were going through the process, but you did ghostwriting. So
Mhm.
you got that book done in record time. Talk to us a little bit about your publishing process and what that looked like.
Yes, I'm so thankful for the publishing process because I am normally a DIY girl. I will fill up my plate and I'm like, I can do this, I can get it done. But I really wanted to take my hands off of it. And I can really say you guys did an amazing job with my story, keeping it authentic to myself, really calling me, walking me through things like, hey, I didn't understand this part, making sure the readers were clear on what they were getting, because if you guys are unclear, they're going to be unclear. So I really enjoyed the process. I liked how accessible you guys were, even within boundaries as well, because people do have lives. But I mean, anytime I had questions or needed to get something to get back, you guys were on it. Any changes, you guys were on it. I appreciated the process. Again, I didn't know, I've heard about ghostwriting, but I thought it was just literally somebody just writing your whole story. And I was like, this is not what I got. This was like a coach. This was like,
Yeah.
it's like an accountability partner. It's like a pusher. It's like where you want to draw back on certain things. You're like, no, I need to feel this. I need to get this
Right.
out. So it just really helped me, and it took a lot of weight off because I am busy. I am a mother. I am, doing, my hands are in different things. So the fact that I could give you guys my story and you guys could really make it me was a blessing. I enjoyed it so much.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yes.
So even with that, what advice would you give for someone that would be interested even in publishing a book, that may be even considering, hey, ghostwriting, for those that may be too busy to actually, like you stated, to have their hands in it because of the different hats that they may wear. So what advice would you have for those individuals out there that want to become authors, but just maybe have some type of element of fear that may be there?
Yes, I would say my advice would be to just start. Honestly, a lot of people are used to journaling. Our phones, a lot of us are got these iPhones now. Start talking it. If you don't have time to write in that free time, just start talking it out, get it out. Reflect back to previous journals that you had. I know I had a part in my book where I just took a whole journal entry from my, previous journal and put it in there. But I say start because starting builds momentum. As you keep going, confidence will start to build. You'll feel more free, and then you'll start learning stuff about yourself. Because I know I did during the process, and it helped. And then, of course, you're going to have to find a good publishing company. So I've already had people asking, who did I go through? So I'm already recommending She Wrote Publishing, for those who are interested in doing it. So my advice would literally be just to start. Even if you're planning on doing it later down the line, by starting, who knows, it may get done even faster. And if you are busy, definitely do ghostwriting for sure.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And that's perfect because we love to cater to the CEOs, and CEOs, business owners, are busy.
Yeah.
But they need to get their stories out. And so it was so good to see your process and see how successful you were. And I love that you said start recording,
Mhm.
because if you want to do ghostwriting, that is the best way to do it. Just take your phone out and start recording your story and get it out there. And I want you to talk a little bit. We're not going to give it all away, Tiffany, but I want you to talk a little bit about the relationship component in that book, because it's
Okay.
broken for your good. How did you get to the good part? And how did you move through that brokenness?
Okay. So yes, I mentioned earlier that I have two children, so I started dating around 18. I got into a relationship. Y'all know how we are when we young. We just all in love. This is gonna be my man forever. And
Ooh.
ultimately that ended up not being the case. Went through a lot of ups and downs. I share in the book how I turned into a different person that I didn't even know that I was. I did a lot of things that I wouldn't normally do. And I think that again speaks to what a lot of people go through. So I spent 6 years in a relationship where I was unhappy, where I was sad. The people who used to speak life in me started asking me, "What's wrong with you? You don't look like yourself," you know. So it started making me feel depressed, sad, angry, but I also felt trapped because I was a person who lived up to the expectations of others. But it basically got to the point where I had to make a change. My children were vital in that process. And I always grew up knowing the word of God. So the word of God says that if you train up a child in the way that they should go when they get older, they will not depart.
Right.
So in my book, I talk about I'm thankful for that foundation because God was ultimately the person I had to fall back on. And I met God for real. I encountered God for real after this relationship fell apart. And God took me in. He loved on me. He showed me what love is. He corrected me. He didn't just give me a pat on the back. He corrected me, gave me some things to change. My favorite part in the book is the forgiveness chapter. He helped me through the process of forgiving. So yeah, that's what you can expect in the book without giving too much away, because there were some hard things that I had to get over in the book. And and then I do want to say that there's one line in the book about in forgiveness where I say that God didn't give me the answer to why he had me to go through something. And I love that part in the book because so many times we go through things and we still think God owes us something to tell
Right.
us why.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to. But even though he didn't tell me why, it's still helping people and I still can encourage people. So I love the book. I love the journey, and God was my saving grace. My children aided in that process, and now we have a book.
Fantastic.
So how can our listeners, how can they find you? How can they contact you? How can they actually connect with you?
Yes, so my name is Tiffany Lachey Morrison on Instagram. I go by Tiffany Lachey on other platforms, which is like TikTok and all of that. And then for the hair side, you have Bundles by Tiffany Lachey. So if you remember Tiffany Lachey, you are going to be able to find me on all platforms. And you get a mixture of, I'll talk about the book. You'll get to see my life as a mom, as an entrepreneur, as a hairstylist, just all the many aspects of who Tiffany is, all platforms.
I love that. Yes. And you need to follow Tiffany because she gives a lot of motivational videos and insights, especially as a mom. So kudos to you, Tiffany, for doing
Thank
that.
you.
It has been a pleasure to have you on the Book Doctors today. We are so excited about your new book. We are so excited about the inspiration that you are bringing to readers all over the world. And we're excited about the things that you're doing, training people and sharing your story of abstinence and the power of that with others, especially our youth. So
Yeah.
bravo to you and everything that you're doing. Go get the book, folks. Get the
Yes.
book. And if you can't find it, go to ShiroPublishing.com and click bookstore and purchase her book. All
Yes.
right. The last thing we ask everybody is we need you to give us your Shiro statement. So when you're talking to women all around the world, what is one thing that you would impart on them? So we're going to leave with these final words, and we thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right. So what's your statement?
Oh, my statement. Okay, look, I was like, she about to pour into me. So
You
my
need to.
my statement is always, I know she stated earlier, I always like to let people know that your beauty begins from the inside out. You have to do hard work within yourself to be on the other side of anything. So go back to the drawing board for yourself, dig deep and know that you can live up to your maximum potential. Everyone has potential with them, but you have to go forward and press forward for yourself to get there. So I'm rooting for everybody watching this. Y'all got this.
Yes, I love that. Press forward. Tiffany, we thank you. We honor you for your strength, for your tenacity, for your transparency in pouring out to others what you went through on your relationship journey and the insights that God gave you along the way. It is a powerful book, Broken for My Good. Please make sure that you support author Tiffany Morrison, and we salute you for being that book, Tiffany. Awesome, awesome. And thank you for being on today. We look forward to many more books coming from you and seeing you on many speaker platforms. So you have a good one, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
All right,
Well,
Dr. Williams, was that not phenomenal?
absolutely, absolutely. Each round we go higher and higher. So I pray that everybody make sure that they go back and watch this, rewatch this, and share it, because it's going to be some absolutely phenomenal nuggets in there and all of the information that she's given for everybody to just watch and see. So I'm excited about it.
Yes, yes, yes. And if you are someone that has a story inside of you, if you've overcome obstacles and you have a testimony to share, if you are a CEO and you need to get your story out, then allow the team at Shiro Publishing to help you to birth your story to the world. There are people out there that need your story to keep pressing forward. There are people out there that need your story to be motivated for their next. So listen, God didn't bring you through that thing for you to keep it to yourself. He brought you through that thing so that you can share the miracles and the blessings that are happening every single day. So we are here to help you to birth that baby, whether it's your story or it's your business. We will walk you through it. So if you need support, go to shiropublishing.com and we will support you through the process. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you on the Book Doctors. Have a wonderful day.
Till next time, you all have a great one.